Welcome back to Giggleboys. I'm your host, Eli Halford.
And I'm Mike Eaton.
I love how Charlie was like the cue. He's just humming the theme song.
Yeah.
Like that's how we start the show now.
I love it so much.
That's hilarious.
It's my favorite thing in the world.
Dude, I'm a comedian again. That's cool.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Yeah, so I was nervous for your show. Because one, it's 5 p.m. Two, it's the first time you've gone up at Vulcan, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, Eli's funny. I know he's good, but Eli says some things that upset some people. But it's David Lucas's show where everybody was down as fuck with whatever. But then the first guy that went up on crutches and bombed. And David Lucas was like, "Get your crippled ass out of here before I break your other foot." And I was like, "Oh my God."
He said that?
Yeah. He was like, "Man, he wasn't funny as fuck. Should we have him back?" Hell no. Like,
I didn't even notice. I was just so in my head about like what I was gonna say.
so that's how the first person goes, and I'm like, all right, well, let's see what happens. And then like right before you went up, Eddie Trevino went up and was really funny. And then David Lucas was singing and has a beautiful singing voice.
Amazing.
Like I was blown away.
I would buy his album.
Yeah, 100%. I would stream it on Spotify. But then you went up and you like did really, really well. Like you crushed.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was good to be back, man. I was kind of bitter about comedy, and then I realized it's just because I was too lazy to go out and do like the mics and stuff. I'm like, I've been doing mics for like 6 years. I don't want to do it anymore. Like it's just like, well, you kind of still have to.
Well, yeah, you did
You're
mics
not
for
there
6
yet.
years in LA, and you met people in LA and built reputation in LA and learned your skills. And now we're in Austin, and you've done like 3 mics.
Yeah, but I've done a bunch of shows, and I have not bombed on a show here.
That's good. I have,
Yeah,
but
not in Austin though.
no, not in
Not
Austin.
in the city of Austin.
Yeah, I've had some not great sets, but I've had, it's been decent. It's weird though because I keep getting booked for longer stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think I could do an hour.
Do you?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and I've been saying that for like years,
Wow.
so I could probably do 2 hours now.
Wow. Would people listen?
Yeah,
Okay, that's the important part.
60 according to my last upload.
That's good.
Yeah, my last stand-up is on this channel.
Yeah, go watch Eli Be Funny. I'll record a stand-up and put it on our channel so you guys can see if I'm good at comedy.
Yeah.
I think I am. I think I'm
Yeah,
good.
and dude, it was just great because
Yeah.
I was just racking my brain for like, what jokes am I going to do? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to talk about life, my life. And I've written enough material about enough stuff that things are just going to come up to where I'll just be talking about what I did today and be like, oh, there's a joke about that I wrote here. And there's a joke about that I wrote here. And it kind of just all patched in together. And then I even talked about some new stuff that I hadn't even made into jokes yet. And it
Was
everything
amazing.
worked.
It was amazing. You brought up something on stage, and it's in that video they should well watch, but you talked about a real-life experience with a fat girl that had DM'd you, and you messaged me about it. We're like, hey, we should talk about this. I think we should, because I think it's very interesting.
Oh, she's going to watch this. I don't want to do that.
Okay, all right. You're safe, fatty. But hey, I'm fat. I can say it. I just like, that's the thing too, is that like when people get upset by being called fat, that's because they're seeing fat as like a negative thing. Like if you're like, hey,
is.
you're fat and that's
Totally
fat
negative.
and gross. But like, like plus size isn't any better. Like
Plus size is a euphemism for fat.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think like all of the like negativity and like I've been called fat and been treated different for being fat my whole life. But like I really don't think that like that's the thing that drives me crazy is you always see like fat people then pick on them. They're like, well, you're this thing. At least I can change my weight. It's like, yeah, then do it. Like if that's your argument, like, well, I could change my weight, then fucking change your weight. Like my weight goes up and down all the fucking time. Like
Yeah, I may have just shit my pants, but I can change them.
Yeah.
And then you just sit with the shit in your pants
Yeah.
for the rest of the week.
and it's like, well, then change your pants or don't complain when people are like, hey, you're kind of shitty.
You smell awful.
Yeah. Which also happens to some fats. So, like I produce like a gratuitous amount of sweat. Like the most you'll ever see a human sweat is
I'm
when
gonna say shit.
when I am not doing well on stage. Like I didn't eat a complete bag of dicks, but it was pretty much a bomb at that show at Santa Cruz that you and a couple friends came to. And I was sweating so much that it looked like I was a sprinkler. Like there was water pressure from the sweat.
Yeah, it had a trajectory.
Yeah. And that's the worst part too is when I'm talking, I gesticulate a lot.
It wasn't
so
just
I'm just like flinging sweat everywhere. Oh, dude, one time at the bunker in Burbank, I was sweating a lot. I wasn't doing bad, but I was still sweating a lot. And I did this to wipe sweat off my head. And then I did that to throw it on the ground. And a giant bead of my sweat went bloop right in this girl's lap in the front row. Like a wet spot appeared on her pants. And she's also a comedian that was there with her date. And I was like, oh, God.
Did you bomb after that?
No, it's fine. I talked about it. And I was like, I'm very sorry. At least it wasn't cum. You know, like
I would have been so embarrassed.
I was. But like,
That was-
just roll with it.
Yeah, I guess.
Bill Gates. I would like to do stand up for your
I
newly
would
divorced
like to
party.
Fuck your wife.
Ex-wife. Yeah, dude, I can't believe they're getting a divorce.
I can.
What
What have I been saying about Bill Gates this whole time?
I don't remember. Is he what?
Pedophile.
Oh.
On Epstein's flight logs. Lied about it.
So you think that he married her and then divorced her because she got too old for his tastes?
I don't know
Or
why, but I know that she
You don't think that
probably-
would have happened several years
She
ago?
was probably done with some of his shit.
Yeah, I assume he's a weird dude.
No, not that kind of weird.
Oh.
Like evil.
Oh, okay. So, like, I remember reading, I think it was Outliers or something, but like the whole reason that Bill Gates was even able to get successful and rich was because of access to computer stuff. And then a lot of the stuff I think he stole from the Xerox guy. Like him and Wozniak were both accused of stealing, or Steve Jobs maybe were both accused of stealing a lot of stuff early on and a lot of their technology. And then I know that Windows also did some really shady stuff with like closing the internet browser world. Like when Internet Explorer came out, it was pre-downloaded on the computers and it was available on there. But all the other browsers that you could use, you'd have to download or use, a disk on there that would take for fucking ever to use the program. So Internet Explorer like ballooned artificially, even though it was a shit browser, and crowded out all these other browsers.
That makes sense. It's just like application manipulation.
Yeah, and
But
like
yeah, no, Bill Gates did a bunch of shady shit when he was younger. I remember I looked up to him as a kid. I was like, oh, he's like a genius. And like, I don't know, he invented computers or something, which he didn't. But turns out he was just taking advantage of a lot of people. And he wanted to charge for stuff that other people wanted to give away for free. And then he ended up like suing for the rights of certain shit to keep a monopoly on it. And I don't know. That's why I'm against bullying.
you're against it?
Yeah.
I thought you were for it.
No, because if he wouldn't have gotten bullied, he wouldn't have wanted to take over the world.
Okay.
He would have just worked at IKEA or something.
I like that. All right, we can be against bullying. I think that there needs to be some bullying.
Well,
Not,
I think-
not a lot.
Well, you can't
Like a Goldilocks amount of bullying.
end bullying. You can't just be like, "Hey, everyone, stop bullying."
Yeah.
Because people say that and it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, and
You
also
just have to
bullying's
teach-
kind of fun.
You just
I don't know if you remember, like, when you were in school and, like, people were picking on you and then you picked on them back and then they got sad. You were like, I defeated you. like, you remember that?
I don't remember anything before I was 18. But I think the way to
You
defeat
got
bullying,
for sure raped or something then. You don't remember anything before 18?
I might have been. I don't know.
I want you to go to therapy and get some fucking, like,
Yeah, so does everyone
hypnotism.
else.
Well, yeah, but I'm just for selfish reasons. Like, you're fine to be around, but, like, I want you to get hypnotized so I can figure out what happened to you.
What if they like program an artificial memory into me?
That would be awesome.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, what if you just, like, suddenly remembered that you're an incredible chef? You just started cooking amazing food? Oh, what if you remembered you were like a child prodigy at some kind of music and it's an instrument you forgot you're really good at, and then you just pick up like the saxophone and are just an incredible woodwind player?
I used to play the saxophone.
All right, it wasn't that then. What? what? Dang it.
I don't know, but you're saying all the
Bassoon?
right things. I'm intrigued. If you were selling me a therapy course, I'd probably buy it.
I'll try. There's probably a YouTube video on how to be a therapist.
For sure.
Yeah, I'll therapist you.
I forgot to look this up, but there's probably one on how to do open heart surgery too.
Oh, man. So I was listening to my favorite podcast to listen to, Middle of Somewhere, and Cy Amundsen was talking about pitching a show to TV where he just tries to do stuff. And his example is like, I bet I could do open heart surgery. Like, there's probably like a video I could watch on the internet and then try it. And that was like the thing for his TV show. But he brought up a good point. He tried to go and play against WNBA players and just got fucking smoked.
Someone was telling me about their favorite podcast they're watching. Mentioned how like the Nazis are bad, but Hugo Boss was you got to admit those outfits were great. And I was like,
That's
we
a
talked
Daniel
about that,
Toss
like,
premise.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say we talked about that like 2 episodes ago, didn't we?
I don't think so. I don't think we've ever talked about Hugo Boss on here. But it is weird how much Nazi shit is still around that we're like,
Yeah,
well,
like NASA.
Yeah. Yeah, mostly NASA. What is it?
Dude,
Werner
I've been
von Braun?
researching-
Is that the guy? Is that the super Nazi guy?
Werner von Braun.
Is that right?
Or I guess it would be Werner von Braun. If
Werner
one
von
video is-
Braun.
If one W is a V, then they're
Werner.
all V's, right, Charlie?
So it's Volkswagen?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the relationship between NASA and Nazis?
Oh, we took all of their scientists. So we gave a bunch of Nazis.
Operation Paperclip.
Yeah. These are fun. We don't know that we believe those things. Those are actually, I think we believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't
As
know.
long as it has nothing to do with the vaccine.
Yeah.
I just thought of 1,000 things I want to say.
I know, it's terrible. No, I love that that's like also a piece of pop culture enough that it's like in Archer, where they talk about the Nazi scientists and like Krieger's whole.
Dude, no, Archer's whole thing is, by the way, it's a show on Hulu that you should watch.
Yeah, for sure. I love cartoons so much.
It was, I think it's one of my biggest influences.
Yeah.
But no, their whole style of comedy is extremely obscure references. Like, a lot of their episodes, he'll be like, what am I? Blah, 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 blah. It says some name. And then I'll be like, what? And then I'll pause it. I'll Google it.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like the inventor of the thing that they were talking about. And
Yeah.
then I'll laugh hysterically.
Yeah.
It's the only like delayed, like participatory laughter that I experience in
I
the show.
think that the reason we like it so much is the same reason we love the Outer Rim jokes so much. So we're just like, it's obscure. I like it.
Yeah, the fact that it would be funny. There's a Target here that
There's a bad Target. The Target on campus. Have you been there?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the worst Target that's ever existed. Like, it's just not good to go to. They don't have any good things.
Mm-hmm.
And in the game of darts, when you try and hit a target, if you hit the worst shot, it's called the outer rim. So
we had
like,
to Google to find that out.
so we're like, target, we're like, outer rim. And no one likes it as much as we do. And it's so funny. God damn it. Well, I'll die nameless. This is probably why I didn't get into altercation festivals, because I thought things like that are funny.
Get into what?
There's a festival here in Austin called Altercation Festival that I submitted for. And it was interesting because they
Oh, it's a
make
comedy
you.
festival.
Yeah, it's a comedy festival. They just announced all the people today via email, but the submission process, they were like, hey, it's $10 or $20 or whatever. They use that to pay all the performers. So it's like a good, system. But they say, like, we guarantee that everybody will watch your set. So, but they take a maximum of 5 minutes of a clip. So I went on my clip on my channel that's like a 12 or 13 minute set, and I picked the 5 minutes of like my best joke with like my closer, and that's what I submitted. And then I didn't get into the festival, and it's like that joke has always worked. Like what? So my thing is like, well, maybe it's just too hacky. Maybe I'm not funny. Maybe I should just quit comedy and like try and be a doctor. And then I'm like, well, I don't know anything about being a doctor. I think it's a lot of school and expensive. So
I think doctors are full of shit,
I think everyone
and you
is.
shouldn't listen to them.
Yeah. Especially about never mind. No, doctors are interesting. When I lost a bunch of weight the first time, I lost like 90 pounds in like, 8 or 9 months. And I lost all this weight. And then I started getting really bad heartburn. So I went in to go see a doctor. And I was like, hey, when I wake up in the morning, I have pretty bad heartburn sometime. And he's like, when you wake up, first thing you need to do, eat a slice of whole wheat bread. I was like, well, that doesn't work on my diet. Like, I'm doing this diet and I don't eat bread. And he was like, well, that's what you
I
have
thought you were
to.
going to say it has to be covered in chocolate.
And he was like, that's what you have to do. And I was like, all right. And so then I ate a slice of whole wheat bread in the morning. Did nothing. Solved nothing. So then I went back to the doctor and I was like, hey, I tried that. And he was like, I don't know what to tell you. I was like, what? Like, that was it? You didn't try. You're a doctor. You're not going to try medicine?
No, dude, my mom went to medical school, and she all the time says things that are just blatantly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, mostly, I don't know, we get in arguments about drugs.
Imagine if I was a doctor with as little fact checking as I do. Someone comes in like, my elbow hurts. And it's like,
I think I trust you more than a doctor.
that's scary.
Yeah.
I was at my buddy's house for his birthday the other day, and his wife was asking me about GameStop stuff because he's like very into GameStop, and he's like, it's gonna moon. I'm gonna make $1 zillion. We're gonna be millionaires in a few weeks.
And you were just
And-
making
and,
it up.
And she was like, Mike, what do you think about that? And I was like, first off, that's a terrible question. You're asking, like, your husband's Jewish. Why are you asking me financial advice? Second off, like, everything I know came from Reddit and memes. Like, like I'm not a financial advisor or even financially literate for the most part. Like every time I win money, it feels like I won a scratch off. Like I called it winning money, making money on the stock market. I called it winning money. That's how my brain works with this. So,
Yeah,
know.
dude. Stocks and crypto are just gambling that's not called gambling.
Yeah, I like it. That's how I've been picturing it because I'm like, ooh, I bet $50 this is worth more next week.
I don't like real gambling.
I hate real gambling.
Every
I
single time
fucking
I've been to
hate it.
Vegas, I have been like, I'm not going to gamble. And then I'll get like 4 drinks and then I'll just be at the roulette table screaming, black don't crack,
Yeah.
and lose $1,000.
Dude, I hate gambling. And I used to have to go to Vegas every year for a work conference. And all everybody wants to do in Vegas is fucking gamble. So I had heard from all these people, here's what you do. Go and find a low minimum table, play slowly, and just drink for free. They'll bring you drinks constantly, and you can just get hammered playing some games of cards. And then I try that, and I've tried it at every casino. You sit down, 70 minutes after you sit down, some 50-year-old woman with a fucking stoma comes out and is like, you want a drink? And you're like, I'll have a vodka soda. She goes, all right, cranberry, okay. And you're like, sure. And then they come back another hour later with this little Dixie cup with 7 ice cubes and just a bit of alcohol in it. And you're like, I've spent $100 playing $2 hands of poker and I've won a bunch of those. Why am I, what? This isn't a free, and I have to tip you.
Yeah, it's not free.
No!
I went to Vegas the first time with my
I'm mad again.
my friend in high school, and we were like 17, and he had a fake ID, and we were both sharing it the whole time.
Awesome.
We would just like pass it off to each other. We were 17.
That's
And we
incredible.
looked 17 as fuck. I looked like 15.
Yeah.
And I don't know where this story's going. I did ecstasy for the first time. That was crazy.
Oh, fun. Ecstasy in Las Vegas is a good time.
But he was like, yeah, man, you can just drink for free if you gamble. And I'm like, that's not free.
No.
You have to gamble.
Yeah, I've even tried doing it where you go and do the video poker and you sit at the bar that has the video game in the middle of it. And I just put $20 in. I'm like,
Just don't put any money in.
I'm
Just
gonna
sit there.
No, they watch you. There's like a sensor on there that says if you're playing or not. Because
That makes
I've sat down
sense.
and I finished a drink and then I've been like $1 left and I'm like, can I get another one? I was like, are you gonna keep playing? It's like, yes. And then you just like push buttons and then like sometimes it's like bing, 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 bing. You got 30 cents. I don't know. I hate gambling.
I hate Vegas.
I would like gambling if I could play a really high stakes poker tournament and I was sponsored by somebody so I didn't have to lose my money, but I got to keep it if I won. I could play like celebrity poker. If I get famous at comedy, I'm going to do celebrity poker.
I wouldn't even want to play poker if there was no money involved.
No, you can win money, but you don't lose money because you're
I wouldn't wanna
sponsored.
do it.
That's silly. It's a fun card game.
I don't think so. I don't
Yeah,
like
you gotta
cards.
lie. You gotta lie with your face and see if other people are lying. You're like, are you
I
lying?
can't do that.
Do you lie? Are you a liar, boy?
You can always tell what I'm thinking by looking at me.
Which is even better because you could put on your big goofy sunglasses and you could just be they're going and just do that
What
after
big
every
goofy
hit.
sunglasses?
You have so many.
I have regular sunglasses.
No, you own several pairs of women's Versace sunglasses.
No, I don't.
Okay. You stole several pairs. Where I've seen you in women's Versace sunglasses for sure.
One pair, and they're men's. Biggie wears them.
War. He's not buried in Versace shades.
How do you know?
I
King
just
Tut
checked
was
on the
buried
body.
with his gold.
Imagine if that's how they found out there was a Tesla coil because it was used to power some piece of bling for a pharaoh. Like it stayed running this whole time. He wanted to have a spinner necklace that spun.
You really want to go down this rabbit hole?
No, I don't. I really don't. I feel like this rabbit is very annoying. I don't want to be in his hole at all.
Yeah, so why don't you hop on back out of that subject?
How about we hop on into our sponsor for today's podcast?
I don't even care it anymore.
I do. Support for Giggleboys is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels.
They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide.
We have an exclusive offer for our listeners, 20% off plus free shipping with the code GIGGLE at manscaped.com. Have you tried this stuff yet?
I have not yet.
You should try it right now. It's the ball toner.
All right.
It's for like an anytime spritz. I've used it a couple times. I love it.
Oh, it's very refreshing.
Yeah? It smells good.
It smells like sandalwood.
Yeah. I don't know, it's a good manly smell, but it's just nice. Like, I don't know, there's not like any other products out there to just take care of my boys. So this is my Giggle Boys.
Manscaped.
Manscaped.
20% off and free shipping.
Yeah,
with
so guys,
promo code Giggle.
Your balls will thank you. And we're back. Thanks to today's sponsors that have been our sponsors for the last 10 episodes, I think. I don't know. Go do that. So,
Oh yeah, dude, please buy that.
I need you to.
We'll get money, and then we'll be funnier.
Yeah, and we can
And this
make
will
more.
happen
We can
longer
make
and it'll
more
get better.
podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a lot of ideas for sketches and shit we want to do in the streets. Lots of funny
Or
things.
Just give us the money.
No, give them the money so that we get more money in the long term.
Oh, look who's getting financially literate.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Thank you. So we wanted to do something. You had this idea, and I think it's hilarious because
I'm going to regret it.
you have some very funny tweets. And every now, I hardly use Twitter. I'm just bad at it. And I don't know how to find entertaining stuff. I already follow a lot of funny people, and I don't see any new funny shit that often. So, and I also see a lot of tweets that do really fucking well that are like, man, blackberry pancakes is weird. And it has like 247,000 tweets. It's like, I don't understand. But so to that end, no one really looks at my Twitter. No one really looks at your Twitter, but we have some hilarious tweets. So we're gonna read each other's tweets.
Yeah, I'm gonna read yours.
All right. Well, yeah, that's what each
I'm
other's.
fuck, man. I'm gonna get notifications. It's gonna distract me.
Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. So
Okay.
yeah, genius. The first tweet. So first off, you have 5,490 tweets, and we're reading all of them. I only have like 2,500 tweets, but your pinned tweet is, I like to politely tell girls to lose weight by liking their old Facebook photos.
Yeah, I had to pin that one because I kept seeing other versions of that joke, and I had to make it clear that I was first.
It's from 2012.
Yeah.
It was 9 years ago that was, and that's hilarious. It's very true.
Yours is I don't want to read this. It's not funny. Got banned from tour for talking shit to a cop, and I'm fine with it. Fuck the police.
I do sometimes just use Twitter to be angry. This says, I knew it is just another way of saying my brain works. Okay, Crinkle Mush.
My Muslim pot dealer can't deliver until after sunset because of Ramadan.
What's the rest?
And I feel pretty woke.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. This says, wordplay is greater than foreplay. Also, some tweets are better visually.
Yeah. A lot of my jokes work great through text
Mm-hmm.
and not spoken.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing on stage, though, which is lucky.
Semper Fi, more like siempre fiesta. Why are you skipping all of mine? I have so many good
I don't know
tweets.
when the last time you saw a Krispy Kreme menu, but goddamn, they're killing the game. Because that's not funny.
No, but there's other ones above that you don't think are funny that people will, I guarantee, are funny. Saying things aren't a personality isn't a personality.
Yeah. People are annoying. I don't know a single person in my life that's regularly happy that isn't rich. Imagine not even knowing any rich people and happiness starts to sound like something someone made up to convince you to work longer.
It's true. Earlier, I said I would much rather kill myself than work full time, and asked how that wasn't everyone's opinion. It's true. How can people suck dick for crack when a blowjob lasts way longer than a crack high?
Gynecologist told my wife she has a structurally perfect vagina, and now I get to blame coming real fast on it.
It's true. You know how annoying that was? Because I couldn't even go into the gynecologist with her. I'm just sitting in the parking lot, and then she comes out like all sassy, and she's like, guess what? What? She said, my gynecologist says my vagina is structurally perfect. And I was like, all right, well, I'm now going to talk about that on stage because you said that to me.
So you just tweeted Worcestershire, and then you responded to yourself. 125 people saw this and had to say it out loud in their head.
Yeah. I was just looking at the word Worcestershire, and I was like, I bet most people don't know how to say Worcestershire, as evidenced by you just going, Worcestershire. Mask in the streets and a vax in the sheets.
Do you think people in the future will look back on vaping and be like, sick?
I hope so. Writing is like alcohol. It's either out of sadness or celebration.
Do gay weddings have a father-son dance? I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I asked that on here.
Oh, I went to a strip club last night,
Uh-huh.
and I was with my friend, and there was like a really hot stripper just sitting by herself, and I was like, oh, I want to like talk to her, but I'm a pussy and I'm sober. And my friend was like, dude, that's what they're there for. Like, you literally can't get rejected. And I was like, oh yeah, so they have to pretend to like me even if they hate me.
Yeah.
And then I went and talked to her. We had a great conversation.
I feel like strip clubs are made for you.
And
that
then
would work great for you.
And then we were
who you
talking
are.
about the female version of Eskimo Brothers. And
Uh-huh.
then we got into this whole thing. I'm like, well, what if two guys fuck the same guy? That's Anaconda Brothers.
Okay.
And Eskimo Sisters is actually Pogo Sisters. That's from the League. I don't like that.
I don't either.
I was saying Chinese Finger Trap Sisters or Snake Sisters.
I don't like that either. There's got to be something better.
Can we at least agree that
Wait,
the
what if we
flight
call them
attendants-
log splitters?
I like that.
We're log
Beaver
splitters.
dams.
Yeah, beaver dams is funny.
Can we at least agree that flight attendants shouldn't be wider than the aisle? Like, I'm not body shaming them. It's just strange that your ass is doing the double high five with every passenger's shoulder down the plane like you just finished soccer.
It happened, dude. She was so big. What if you were lying in bed with a girl and a giant centipede crawled up and she said, "Oh my God, it's my ex-boyfriend."
I was extremely high when I wrote
Yeah, I assume because the next tweet is, "Do you ever point at a bug and ask a people, who is that?"
that. Female country music, I'm a whore and I'm mad.
No comment. I'm an obese diabetic. My pronouns are her, she's.
Wife trying Nuva ring for the first time and it looks legitimately like a dick hula hoop. Can
Yep.
you ever feel it?
No. I assume that's
weird.
because of my small penis. You ever meet a girl you like so much you start planning your breakup?
Man, this vaccine sure is making me horny.
I love taking long showers. You can't even tell I'm crying.
Answering security questions for a credit card company and the guy tells me I got one wrong. Like, no, that's for sure what my first car was. Then he checks the next question, where I was born. Somehow got that wrong too. Bro, are you sure this is my account?
Yeah.
I feel bad for reading that out loud. You're going to get hacked now.
My dog must be down with the sickness because he wants me to take him on a walk.
Of the hundreds of outrageous and offensive things I've said, I have never conjured nearly as much ire as when I poked the black and white checkered belly of the ska bear. Oh, that's when you got in a whole
Ska fight.
What does ire mean?
Anger. I used fancy words to show I'm smart.
Do you think U-Haul trucks want to grow up to be ambulances?
If you hate on somebody for getting vaccinated, you're antibody shaming.
If you replace steel drums with a trumpet and vice versa, reggae and ska are indistinguishable. That's what started the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, and we already talked about that on here. Yeah. I'm so fancy I have Christian diarrhea.
That's one of the, like, diarrhea. That's one of those ones that are worked better when they're typed.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to a stranger tell a story that he thinks is funny to people at a bar and listening to a bomb is so, dude, I can't read.
Yeah, I know. Let's stop this segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun, though.
Yeah, that was
Wait,
nice.
you should check out Charlie Hibbler 69's Twitter.
Oh, shit.
Is that you?
Yeah.
No, it's a different Charlie Hibbler.
Why would that be out of the question?
But that's his fucking... Oh, I didn't even follow Charlie? All right.
I am a god.
I am a
I
god.
am a god.
It's just
It's just two tweets saying I am a god.
from last year on the same day. And it's just one tweet that he then retweeted of himself. All right, well, you win
That's-
Twitter for sure.
Yeah. That's about as much attention as I get on Twitter anyways.
Holy shit, that's incredible. Whew. Man.
Like, yeah, that Twitter's like my like home base for the foundation for where my jokes come from. Because I use it as a way to timestamp it, kind of like a blockchain of my jokes.
Okay.
And I keep it on private because it's literally all of my material ever.
Yeah, and then we just read it all.
Just in the last week.
Yeah.
I write like 10 to 10 jokes a day sometimes.
Wow. Well, that's good. Quantity
So
over
those-
quality, you know what I'm saying?
Those were all hilarious.
It's
Every single one.
yeah. It was probably my delivery. You know, they say comedy is all the delivery. That's why all my tweets sucked. You don't even know how to fucking read.
I don't, man.
That sucks. Are you dyslexic?
I was training for 4 hours before this, and I got
To
choked out
read?
several times.
Oh. You're sitting there like hooked
Those
on
are
phonics
the tutor.
for 4 hours. Like the brown dog jumps.
No, I was doing a bunch of jujitsu so I can smash this guy in a luchador mask next month.
It's the cop, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Destroy him.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah. Good. I've got secret shit. I'm not allowed to announce who the headliner is yet because they haven't signed the contract, but I have a very exciting show, most likely on the 18th and 19th, and then doing another show on the 20th that I believe you're going to be on.
Yeah.
Pretty
Both
good.
of those things are very exciting.
Yeah.
I got a show tonight too.
Do you? Where
Yeah,
at?
at Parlor Room on Rainy Street.
Oh, yeah. This is that show.
Yeah.
Good. The person who books this is I'm not a fan. I don't think they're a good person, but they're trying to do comedy stuff in the community.
It's nice to meet.
And yeah, no, like, it's fine. So
He's awesome to me.
yeah, good.
And she said that there might be some conflicting audio with the musical guests on either side of the bar, so we'll see how that goes. Either way, it's stage time. And then over at Vulcan at the same time, I'm gonna go up early so I can go over and catch this show. Reed Becker and Jason Rouse and Brian Redband and
Brian Holtzman.
Brian Holtzman. Yeah,
The 420s?
yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be
4
awesome.
sets of 20 minutes each.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna be cool too.
That's real fun.
It's so great being back in the comedy scene.
Yeah, man, the world's opening back up.
Yeah.
Like, it's real. I was
How many months late was I to this?
to like getting in on this.
Yeah,
When'd you move here?
7.
So 7.
Yeah,
I mean, you could have done this like week 1.
fuck.
Like, but the thing is, it hasn't been as poppin' as it is now since
Yeah.
week 1. Like, dude, Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe are doing a fucking show at Creek in the Cave this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge for them, and like for comedy in general.
Yeah,
Like, those
dude,
are for sure gonna sell out.
They already did.
Yeah,
I looked earlier.
yeah, and like we're comics. Like, that's one of those clubs where they let comics come in free. I fucking love that tradition, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I-
my fucking favorite.
Dude, I forgot the first night going back and trying to like hang out and stuff. I forgot that I could just say that I'm a comic. So I paid $5. And then when
Wow.
I remembered it, I was like, I deserve to lose that $5.
You do.
For forgetting.
You do. That was a donation to the Stupid Fund.
Yes.
And it happens, dude. I like
I like that.
the thing that trips me out is that like I remember how much fun it was in like LA when we could go and do 3 or 4 spots in a night or just go and watch stuff at different places. I mean, you could ostensibly walk from like the Laugh Factory over to the store, or you could stop at Carney's, but now you can walk from Creek in the Cave to Vulcan to Sunset. Like, they're all right there, and there's a bunch of other shit. Like, there's so
And the homeless people are getting
Yeah.
scooted out.
Prop B pass 57%.
Dude, when we were downtown, I don't think we saw any homeless people, did we?
No, we weren't there for very long.
Still though.
And you look like a homeless person because you didn't wear a shirt. But,
Yeah, that's my goal. I'm trying to not wear a shirt all summer.
Wow.
I'm not wearing a shirt next episode.
Okay. Good for you. Are you going to start wearing sunscreen? Or are you just going to get skin cancer?
I'm not gonna just stand outside for hours on end.
Oh, okay.
I don't do that anyways.
Oh. I just thought that was part of the new no shirt thing. No shirt, no indoors, no problem.
Yeah, it was hilarious. We went to this restaurant and it was a Mediterranean Chipotle called Cava.
Yeah, it's very good.
Delicious. And I'm just not wearing a shirt and I'm in shorts and sandals and a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked in and everyone kind of looked at me weird, but no one said anything.
No one said anything. Of course not. And then also, the girl behind the counter was definitely like flirting with you. Like, for sure.
Good.
Yeah. So, like, it worked for your favor. Like, you probably got an extra scoop of chicken.
Yeah, last time I was
Yeah,
there.
she gave you free vegetables. She's
Oh
like,
yeah, she was like, "You want a
it?"
sample?" And I was like, "Is that code for free?" And she was like, "Mm-hmm." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
That was
So-
the same place that I went there once, and I was like, "Can I get some vegetables?" And they were like, "It's not going to be ready for like 15 minutes." And I was
Mhm.
like, "Can I just get it for free then, since it's going to take so long?" And he's like, "You can just have the whole bowl for free." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, just." And I was like, "Okay." And I just took a full bowl and then left. It
That's
was awesome.
amazing.
Dude. People give me free shit all the time in Austin.
Good.
After my set at Vulcan,
Mhm.
when I was just riding the high of doing great, and actually I was really fixating on like a few lines that I missed
Yeah.
or said wrong.
No, I get that.
I went over to Blind Pig,
Mhm.
and this dude was working there that I forgot that I met. He was wearing a different shirt, and he's like, "What's up, Eli?" And I'm like, "Oh, hey." And he was working this crawfish stand, and he's like, "We're about to close up, so you can just take this." Fills me up like a huge thing of crawfish, and just hands it to me.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then they gave me a free beer. Don't tell Gary; he thinks I paid for it.
Good.
At Vulcan that same day.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. It's
Life is tight.
life is
life is
tight. Life
great.
rips. Right? It's pretty good.
Don't quote Chris D'Elia.
Oh, come on. He's your favorite.
Life rapes.
Yeah, life rips.
That should be his thing.
Yeah. He's posting pictures with his kid now.
He's growing his own.
Yeah. I said that. You immediately posted. Doesn't credit me.
Was that you?
Yeah, it was the first thing I said.
Oh, shit.
Who else is so uniquely terrible that their response to that would be that?
Me?
You. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to Giggleboys. How do you think we got here?
Can I take your order?
Oh, man. Dude, we should do a restaurant pop-up. That would be hilarious. And just
Just film in a restaurant and talk
No.
about what we're eating?
No, like pretend to like serve customers, but like we just do a food pop-up where like we're gonna sell 30-ish plates of food for $10 a piece, and then we just sit down and record an episode and just serve the food to people. This is falling off the rails immediately.
That sounds like work.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a server.
No, you're not a server. You'd be sitting at a desk and just like while we're recording, just taking people's orders
Yeah, that's
and
work.
making fun of them.
That's doing 2 jobs at once.
No, it's doing this job differently.
I don't know why you're defending this. You don't even believe in this.
Yeah, it's fair. God damn it. You got me. Oh, man.
Crawfish are amazing, though.
They are. That's why I got a tattoo of one. Dude, I do not like, though, that you have to pull the poop vein out. That bothers me.
You do?
You've been eating shit, my friend.
I know. I thought you were just supposed to do that.
No. When you crack them, when you take it off, so you pinch the tail, and you pull it off the body, and then you go on the head, suck out all the juices and flavor out of
I
the
do
head.
that.
And then you take the tail, and I like to do is I pinch the end of it together, and then I wiggle it until it comes off. And if you do it right, you'll pull out the poop vein with the end of the tail, and then you bonk.
I believe that's called an intestine.
But I call it the poop vein. I will continue to call it the poop vein.
Wait, yeah. Didn't you tell me that if their tails are flat, that you'll die?
No, they'll make you sick. Those are dead. So I said, so their tails are supposed to curl like
no, you
this?
said that I'll die if I eat them.
Well, then I'm glad you listened.
I didn't listen. I ate all of them.
Well, some of them they were all probably fine then. Also, when you said 2-pound bag of crawfish, I thought you meant like he gave you 2 pounds of live crawfish for you to go and figure out how to cook. And I was just trying to figure out, like, watching you cook would be hilarious.
Why? I'm great at cooking.
I know, but watching you try to
Actually,
figure
no,
out...
it is hilarious because I drop shit constantly.
You drop shit constantly, and also all of the cabinets in your kitchen are always open. And you, like, just wear, like, your shorts. So you're just in shorts, just grease flying everywhere. And you also, like, don't do timers or anything. Like, when you're cooking meat, you, like, just throw a steak on there, and you're like...
Yeah, I mean, dude, it always turns out great, but it is hilarious to watch. I admit that.
Yeah.
I'd say like 70% of my time in the kitchen is cleaning up a mess that I just made.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just drop shit and be like, God damn it. Like, if you're in the next room, you just hear me screaming.
Yeah.
It's like being roommates with Gary.
Oh. What a nightmare that would be.
Dude, I need a floss.
Dude, buy like some fancy jewelry, floss on them.
You like that one, Charlie?
He did. I knew it was funny. That's why I took a drink right after I said it, and then you did nothing, like a terrible friend. Do you want this podcast to be successful? Fake laugh at my jokes, Eli. Yeah, this is funny. We recorded another episode in between these episodes, and I think we should just release it on Patreon.
Oh, yeah. We told some stories that were a little too fucked up.
Yeah, I told 2 stories that would definitely get me canceled, and then I defended myself for both of those stories. It was like, no, both of the victims are fine. So,
Yeah. If you want to know what that story is, go to patreon.com/Giggleboys.
and give us money, and then we'll upload it.
Yeah.
No,
it
we'll
works.
upload it now, and then you can go buy it.
Yeah, I'll
it's
do
fine.
that.
Yeah, it's fine.
My Wi-Fi is slow. I gotta fix
Your
it.
Wi-Fi is slow.
Hey, you can get high off smoking scorpion venom.
Yeah, you said that in the group chat, and then I was like, no way. And then I looked it up, and there's an article from like 11 years ago talking about how there's the junkies in Afghanistan that all hang out in this one region.
Pakistan?
Maybe it was Pakistan, but I thought that it said Afghanistan because they
I
were
think it was
talking about...
Pakistan, because Afghanistan has heroin.
Well, that's
Wait, no,
why...
the
No, let me
quote
get to the next
was-
point. Let me get to the next point. The Afghanistan guy that did it said that he loved when he could get the scorpions because the scorpions got him higher than heroin, even though heroin, for slightly less than a gram, was less than $1. That's crazy. People do a 1/16 of a gram or a tenth of a gram, a point of heroin a year. That's all the people I've ever known that done heroin talk about doing a point of heroin. So 10 times that costs less than $1.
Let's go to Afghanistan.
Yeah, drug tourism. No, I don't have any interest in trying heroin.
I want to smoke scorpion venom.
I do too. I want to know what the
It sounds like a
is.
really terrible idea, though.
Yeah, it does. Like venom? Like poison stuff?
Yeah.
Like...
Let me just inhale vaporized poison?
Yeah. It's not even vaporized. What they do is they take the stingers and they dry them in the sun, and then they crush it into a powder, and then they mix it with tobacco, and then they light it. So it's burned.
It's still vapors.
Does burning stuff make vapors, or is smoke vapor? I thought
Yeah.
vapor was not smoke.
Smoke has water in it.
Can we Google if smoke is vapor? Because I'm feeling retarded because these are vapes, not smokes. Because there's an electrical element doing it that's not burning something. But
There's water
smoking-
vapor in smoke. All smoke contains carbon dioxide and H2O.
yeah, but it's burnt. It's like ash, and it's a different thing than
Yeah,
vapor.
smoke and vapor are different. When a substance becomes gaseous at a temperature that is lower than its point of combustion, it is considered vapor. Smoke is high is when something does reach its point of combustion.
This is the dance I do when I'm right.
A fire must
There's
be
still
involved.
vapor in smoke.
Yeah, but they're totally different things. When you smoke the thing, you're not vaporizing it, you're combusting it. So that's what he's saying is it reaches a higher temperature. How hot is a Bic lighter? Can you Google that? Because this is the number that I always think is insanely high for what it is. Because you think a Bic lighter is like fucking 79 cents or whatever. But it's like, I think like 3,000 degrees.
Okay, when you smoke weed,
3,590.
3,590 degrees, exactly. So that's why if I use a volcano...
what's the temperature of the sun?
10,000 degrees.
And a mantis shrimp can do that.
Yes, it can. We close.
Well, the surface of the sun is 10,000 degrees.
Yeah.
Mantis shrimp does that.
Yeah,
We already did this.
it was slightly lower, I remember.
Yeah, it was 15% too low. It can only go 8,500 degrees, and it hadn't been recorded. It was just theorized.
What a loser.
Yeah. So, anyways, a Bic lighter is 3,590 degrees. That's like very hot for like a little lighter thing there. But when you smoke weed with that, that's why like some people prefer blunts because the cherry on the end of the blunt creates the heat that passes through there that vaporizes the weed in here rather than just the smoke at the end of it that's getting you high. Whereas when you smoke like a bong or other glassware, you're lighting it directly, and so you're incinerating that. So a lot of the THC goes up into the air. That's why things like volcanoes create smoke vapor where you don't combust the actual weed, but THC.
Smoke vapor.
I hate you so much. Why am I retarded? Can't use words good. I was right. I was using it as an analogy.
I mean, you're not wrong,
no.
but neither am I.
Yes.
There's vapor in smoke.
But they're not vaporizing scorpion venom. They're not putting it in a volcano. They're lighting it in a cigarette.
You probably could, though.
We should. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Let's figure out what its vapor point is. We should figure out how hot it needs to get so that we can get high from it. Because we're not using a Bic lighter that gets to 3,590 degrees.
I mean, any other drug can be smoked with a lighter, so I assume that's good enough.
lighters are great, but you're smoking it with a lighter, not vaping it.
Ooh, I would bring a lighter
Yes!
back in time.
You'd bring a lighter back in time? What kind?
It's a Bic lighter.
That's it? You'd get fucking 500 flicks out of it, and then your magic's gone.
I would bring 1,000 Bic lighters.
Okay.
Did you know lighters were invented before matches?
What? I think I knew that, but
Interesting.
why?
It's like the spark
Mm-hmm. From the flint?
and gas was discovered before like phosphorus or whatever's at
Oh,
the top
sulfur,
of
yeah. Interesting.
lighters.
Cool. Which is so weird because I think of matches as so antiquated. But I've also burned the shit out of myself trying to do cool match tricks. So, you know, if you take your thumb and you press it against the head of the match and you go, you can shoot fire sticks.
No.
Oh, that's very cool and fun to do.
Yes.
But if you push on the head of it too long, you'll light it on fire while it's still touching your thumb and you'll burn sulfur into your thumb and it hurts real bad.
Like without moving it, just the pressure alone?
No. So you push the match against the strip
What
on
do you mean
the...
hold it too long?
So if you shoot it like this and you go, you got to pull your thumb away. Camera, if you can see this, pull your thumb away so that the match still gets going forward, but your thumb is no longer on it. So
Oh, you're saying you got to arc it away.
yeah, so you don't go like that. You go,
Let's look at some matches. I want to do this.
it's fun. Or on the matchbooks where they are like fold ones and they're not in a box, you can fold the match down around under and then snap, and it'll light, and you
I
can
do
hold
that
it on
with
the
my dick and
matchbook.
balls.
Wow. You snap them on fire? You are a mantis shrimp.
Only after Taco Bell
You have dick hemorrhoids?
when it's in my ass.
Gross. Your anus is ribbed for their pleasure.
Were you the one who sent me a video of a guy shitting his own balls out?
Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. You said shitting, and I was like, I don't send shitting videos, but it is.
Yeah, I don't like
It
that.
was from your mom's house. He shoved his balls up in there, and then he went and did their podcast.
The Christina P. Her Instagram stories are always
The
disgusting,
best. They're amazing.
terrifying.
I love them so much.
I can't watch them.
If
Tom Segura's wife.
I love TikTok cringe so much. There are so many different varieties of it. I don't want to get on to showing it on the show because I don't want to bite everybody else's fucking thing. But like, dude, there's so many good cringy TikToks.
Oh, dude, I saw this TikToker on Jamie Kennedy's podcast. It was a clip of it that my friend shared with me. And he's saying how he lives in a house with his friends or creative partners or whatever, and they're paying like $30,000 a month for this mansion.
Jesus.
And Jamie Kennedy's like, that's retarded. You could put $1 million down and you'd be paying $7,500 a month on the mortgage.
Yeah.
And then he's like, wow, we should like make Airbnb. We should buy houses just to make it into an Airbnb. And he's like, yeah, that's what people do.
Yeah.
That's called real estate.
How old is this kid?
I don't know, but I looked him up to see, a fellow TikToker. I wanted to see who we're up against.
Sure.
So he has all these. His name's Mark Ricci, Ricci,
Okay.
and he has a bunch of stand-up clips, and they're so bad. they're like he.
Oh,
and
is
he
that
has-
the weed one you sent me?
Yeah.
Like I was gonna make it through all of high school without doing any drugs, because I don't count weed as a drug.
And then the crowd goes wild.
What the fuck are you talking about?
And then he
man?
started another one, and he's like, "Hello, I am Gru," and he just starts doing an impersonation of Despicable Me. He's like, "Do we like Despicable Me?" And the whole crowd's like, "Woo!"
That's
like
awesome.
Honestly, the kid's successful. I'm not gonna shit on him for being successful, but I am gonna shit on every audience member who enjoyed that.
Yeah, they're bad people.
And he has a
What?
special on Amazon Prime.
We should watch it.
I tried to watch like a 10-minute video of his, and I couldn't get through it. I got legitimately nauseous.
Yeah. So like there's like this very weird thing about like kid comedians that freaks me out because like when they start young, there's a comedian, she started in Dallas, her name is Saffron Herndon, and you have definitely seen a meme of her online because when she was like 12 or 13, she had a joke about how she had a dating profile, but everyone she tries to date ends up getting arrested by the FBI.
I see that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's her original joke that she wrote on stage and went and her dad took her to comedy clubs all over and performed. She was at the very first open mic I ever did in Dallas. She flew out to LA. I think she's 17, 16 now, but she's still like doing comedy. But like because she's not 18, she can't like go and perform everywhere and work on an act. So she has the same, like 8 to 10 minutes that are very funny, but like, she's starting to age out of some of the material. So, like, I see stuff like that where it's like, I wish there was a place where she could go and perform, like there was stand-up for kids, but her jokes are...
Little St. James?
God damn it. Does Epstein have a cruise line she could perform on? But, so, like, then there's stuff like that where it's like someone who's like a funny joke writer. But then, one time I was working a trade show in Houston, and I was just barely into comedy. I hadn't moved to LA yet. And I'm there, and someone that knew that I did comedy was like, "Oh, Mike's a comedian." And he goes, "Oh, you got to see this then." And he has his like 6-year-old son do like a night show monologue type thing, like, "Oh, you think Clinton's bad," and like does like misogynistic Hillary Clinton jokes. And they're like all things that he shouldn't even understand what he's joking about, but it's clearly something he's like reciting for his dad. And he's got these beats down like he's like on the Ed Sullivan show or something. It just felt like so like 1960s. And he's making this kid do this at me for like 5 minutes, man. It felt like a lifetime. I wanted to shoot myself.
I saw one like 13-year-old boy doing comedy on YouTube, and he was actually really funny.
Yeah, there are some very funny people. But
And Pete, I sent you this. Did you watch the Pete Davidson video?
I haven't yet.
Pete Davidson had a set in New York City when he was 17. That's online. And it was really funny.
Yeah.
And his last special was dog shit.
Wow. I
And,
haven't
and I
watched it.
say that because I don't talk shit about people unless I could do better. I could do better than Pete Davidson's last special.
Wow. Okay.
But that 17-year-old special was way better than him now.
Interesting.
He probably lost the juice because he's just been doing SNL.
Well,
It's
and
a different type of comedy.
That is a very different type of comedy. And then on top of that, like I think that once you start to realize like certain levels of success, you're not incentivized to keep working really hard on your craft.
I don't think that's
And
part
like
of it.
he's made enough money from
Louis
SNL
CK
and movies and stuff. Yeah, but Louis C.K. is like one of the greatest of all time comedic writers. Like he is fucking hilarious, and he's been doing stand up forever and working on stand up forever. And even when he reached like moderate levels of fame, he was still working on stand up all the time. And then when he got really big, he'd already been doing stand up for like 15 years, really, really well. So like he is a whole different beast than Pete Davidson, who had been doing it for what, 3 or 4 years, and then he's on SNL and he's getting famous and he's in movie deals and he's dating celebrities. Like, is he really gonna go and fucking grind it out at open mics when he's got $1 million in the bank?
$1 million?
Several million?
Probably
I'm
several
just,
hundred million.
I'm just saying in the
Probably
bank.
gets $1 million an episode.
I have no idea what he gets, but like he's got enough money that he doesn't have to have that same kind of fire and drive, and he got that early enough on in his career that he wasn't already developing a voice and figuring all that out. And a lot of his stuff now, I'm sure, is like partway written for him, and then stuff that he just hasn't had time to go develop. But like,
I like him as a person. I think he'd
Yeah.
be fun to hang out with.
I just think that like
I don't think he's good at comedy though.
we're giving too many people really big stand-up specials because they can sell out a room and fill it up. But like a lot of the stand-up that I see is just not fucking good.
That's how a lot of LA was. Well, all of it. If you're like, if a guy comes in, it's like his first time doing stand up, and he was like on a show or like in a movie or something.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Oh, do my show.
Yeah.
Hey, we got this guy from this thing."
Yeah. All the time I saw that where it was people that were like,
Starfuckers.
yeah, it was very much like that. And like I get the allure of that. Like it is cool to see like those kind of people. Like there's a guy I've been watching a lot of The Nanny with Fran Drescher. It's a hilarious show.
My mom went to high school with her.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Should never reach out. I would like to talk to Fran. Anyways, but there's a character that shows up in like 2 of the earlier episodes that plays a stand-up comedian. And he's got like a kind of funny New York Jewy voice. And so I was like, oh, I wonder if he's still doing comedy. His name's Greg Rogello, something like that. But he does shows. He's still doing shows. He did a couple of Zoom shows. But it's crazy to me, like, if I saw that guy and he was in Austin, I'd be like, yeah, come do a show. I want to see the fucking guy from The Nanny do stand-up. But he's been doing stand-up for a while. But if it was like,
Is he good?
I don't know, I haven't watched any of his stand-up yet. He was funny on the show. But that's the other thing, like, I don't know, man. Like, if one of the idiots from 90 Day Fiancé was like, I want to try stand-up. Can I do it at your show? I'd be like, yeah, I want to see that. So
That's great to know.
I'm not any better. But 90 Day Fiancé is
I don't want to be
hilarious.
on your show
You
anymore.
gotta watch it, man. You gotta watch it. It just keeps getting worse.
I don't have time.
There's a guy named Ed who calls himself Big Ed who has no neck. He's a rich photographer guy in San Diego.
Is that the one with
And-
long
and
hair
he
that's
has-
like
yes.
getting out of
Oh,
bed?
I've
he-
seen that guy.
He
Yeah.
has no neck.
Yeah.
And he went from falling in love with this girl in I think the Philippines named Rose, and then he was like super weird and overpossessive and shit, and then went and stayed in her country, and there was like a rat in the shower, and he freaked out with his little no neck body. He's crazy looking, and then he goes and there's a waitress at a restaurant that he's been trying to hit on forever. She agrees to go on a date with him. They fuck. He fucks someone. And then he introduces her to his daughter. He has like a pretty hot daughter, and he has no neck.
Yeah, I'm not sold. I know what he looks like. I've seen the meme. Jesus, turn that off.
I want to look at Big Ed. Look
I'm not sold on this at all.
Look at him. He has no neck. You don't want to see that guy live his life? He dresses up like Elvis sometimes.
Charlie, pull that up.
Okay, thank you. Like, he is so crazy to look at.
Yeah.
That guy's love life you're not interested in? How about this guy? Colt. So, Colty originally married this girl, Vanessa, from like a poor part of Brazil. In their like 6 months of marriage, she got 3 domestic violence charges in Las Vegas and went to jail each time. Then he breaks up with her, or they divorce or whatever, and then he starts dating Jess, who's a new chick. He cheated on Jess and Larissa with this girl, Vanessa, who he's now dating. And in next week's episode, he proposes to her.
Yeah, I'm bored.
You're retarded.
I'm retarded because
Yeah.
I don't want to watch 90 Day Fiancé.
Yes.
I think reality TV is the most retarded thing you can watch.
It's not to learn, it's to laugh. It's hilarious how awful everything that's going on is.
Reality TV is not marketed as comedy.
I don't care what they're making it for. I think it's hilarious. It's like just Schadenfreude over and over
What is
and
that?
over again. Taking delight in other people's misfortune. It's a German word.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. But it's just like over and over, you just see these people's lives just falling apart. And you're like, yeah, in all of the seasons of the show, there's been one couple that I don't think are genuinely terrible people. That's crazy.
You know they came back with Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain?
I did not know that. I think someone told me that they were doing that, but is it back?
Yeah.
I can watch it.
Yeah. It's
Can
on
we-
Hulu.
Are we done today? Can I go? Can I go watch
Yeah.
Animaniacs?
It's weirdly sexual.
What? I don't like that.
It used to be also.
Nah, the
I went back to look at
fingerprints
it.
joke was the only like sexual thing I remember.
That's just because it was on a meme recently.
But it's been on memes forever because everyone talks about that one because it was like I can't believe we watched this as a child, but I don't remember anything else from. I guess I should rewatch
Yeah,
it.
you don't remember any of it. You got to rewatch it.
It was
There's a lot
sexual?
of fucked up stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of
Really?
weird shit in every cartoon that we used to watch.
I've gone back and watched some cartoons as an adult and really enjoyed them.
It's part of a Pizzagate theory that they're trying to like sexualize children, but I think they're just like, whatever. We're a bunch of 30-year-old guys. We get hammered all the time, and let's have fun and be funny.
So I think that the idea that like pop culture cartoons are sexualized to like groom children is far-reaching. Like, because I think it's if you're writing a show and you're trying to make it funny, like some of your humor is gonna slip in there. You're not fucking arrested in adolescence for your entire life. You're not gonna be
Yeah.
a fucking writing 8-year-old
And you got to,
jokes.
and the parents are the ones buying the ticket, so you got to make
Yeah.
it entertaining for them too.
For sure. That's like, and it's a challenge. And it's interesting to watch all that stuff to see the kind of jokes you can get away with because kids don't get it. But I do think, you know about Elsa Gate?
Yeah.
That one I think is 100% real because I've seen evidence of those videos on Reddit where people have linked them.
Wait, you got to break that down. That one's creepy.
Elsa
It's
Gate
scary.
gave me chills. When I
Yeah,
was
man,
reading
it's
about
fucked
it.
up. So if you guys don't know, Elsa Gate is like it's the thing that they have called. There are all of these hypersexualized children's videos that are starring animated cartoon people, like Elsa from Frozen is a big one. Olaf the Snowman be sticking his carrot places. Like Spider-Man is a big one. But
Peppa the Pig.
the what?
Peppa the
Yeah,
Pig.
Peppa the Pig. But all these things that are like hugely popular with just children, that are just kids' cartoons, people have made what looks like a, you know, when you were like first finding out about naked pictures and you Googled like boobs, big boobs, sexy, big boobs, naked, sexy. Like it looks like someone created a title like that with a very suggestive image of like kids' things. And there are hundreds of thousands of these videos on YouTube that don't get flagged or removed or anything.
and they suggest it to you
They do, and then like
when
comes
you're
up,
watching children shows.
yeah, because
on
like,
YouTube.
so this is the thing. All these parents go and they give their kids an iPad, and they're like, "Here, just fucking watch it," and they let the play again thing. So it just starts playing through, and they watch 4 hours of fucking 10-minute videos, and they're sitting there.
We're gonna
and
get taken down
One
for
of those videos is super fucked up. We're not gonna get taken down for this. This is like people talk about this a lot, but like we're not putting any links. But like that shit is happening, and that is
And it's
fucked
not
up.
just sexualized. Sometimes it's normalizing the idea of being like kidnapped and injected with shit.
Yeah.
Like really fucked up shit.
It's psyops, and it's fucked up.
No, well, that's enough of that topic.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
It is, man. It's terrifying. Like, I don't think I can bring kids into this world just knowing what's going on.
No, if I have a kid,
For
he's
a
gonna,
fair price.
He's going to be
Like-
born at 30.
Yeah. That's what I was telling
I'm gonna
Brittany. I was like,
adopt
if
a
we have kids,
30-year-old.
we're just going to get one of those designer ones. And just buy like a nice kid from one of those fancy.
What?
Can you do that? Do they have that? Like, you know, if you want like a kind of puppy, you can go get that puppy. Like, I assume like that's what all the celebrities did when they picked a kid. When
I mean, you'd
Angelina
have to go-
Jolie was like, I want to do that UN thing.
You'd have to go to like Liberia where slavery is still legal.
I don't want a Liberian kid. Well, maybe. I don't know. If they're good. They're gonna be good at sports or
bred-
something?
They're bred to be sold.
I'm starting to feel like one of those dads that like has a son that's good at football already. I don't even have that kid, but I want to pick a quarterback. You know,
Definitely go to Liberia.
I'm definitely gonna go to like a fucking orphanage just with a football, and I'm gonna put a trash can about 30 yards away and be like, "Who wants to go home? You get in that trash can. You can come home with me." And that sounded like a pickup line. I don't like that either. Fuck. All right, scratch that. No designer kids.
All right.
All right.
I want to go home.
Okay, I understand. I want to go watch Animaniacs and see if my childhood was as terrible. Oh, King of the Hill is great. You should watch it.
All right.
Have you?
Yeah. I
It's-
used to watch it before The Simpsons came on.
Okay, good. It's the most indicative of what Texas culture is, of anything ever. And he's not even from Texas. He's
I
from
wasn't a
Las
big
Cruces,
fan.
New
I was just like,
Mexico.
yeah, this will do until The Simpsons come on.
You're crazy. Mike Judge lives here. We should try and meet him.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Bye!